Now, RJ, as you're bringing this project together and the casting's coming, obviously you need to do Marines, but now you need some actors to play the role of Japanese Imperial infantrymen. And I'm sure that in itself was quite a journey. How did the selection process begin with that, and where did we end up with your fine actors here?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a task. It's very hard casting to find authentic Japanese folks that are in acting. It really is, especially locally, right? I mean,
And in the correct age range.
right, and in that as well. You know, looking in Houston, no. Looking in New Orleans, no. Looking in Atlanta, no. It was hard. And Florida, it was very hard pressed to find authentic Japanese actors that speak their native language, that can speak English and communicate. It really meant a lot, and we started just kind of looking online. I mean, I resourced everything from, casting websites all the way through to just looking on Instagram. That's actually how I found Obi. I reached out through Obi. I saw him on Instagram, and he was posting a really funny video actually, and I'm like, let me watch this video. I watched it, and I just reached out to Obi and said, hey, and Obi had acting experience before, and I reached out to Obi and said, hey, are you interested in portraying a Japanese soldier during World War II? I told him what the story was about. He was very excited about it, and I talked to Obi, and we struck a deal and brought Obi in. He's from Los Angeles, and that's just kind of how it worked, and that's how we found Fumi, through Obi. So I'm very lucky to reach out through those channels, and very blessed to have Obi a part of the project. Phenomenal actor, just a great personality, and man, saw him turn it on today in his scene.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, it was remarkable. It brought the authenticity to what we were looking for.
Obi, how did you get started in acting?
Back in 7 years ago, or maybe 6 years ago, I guess, I was in Las Vegas from Japan. I was there to become a student in college, and when I became a sophomore, because of seeing my friend doing acting career in Vegas, and I reached him out how to become an actor. Yeah, and that's the kind of the way I started. Learn about the IMDb things, and back in time I'm not allowed to work. I mean, I don't have any work permit. I'm not allowed to get money, but people still give me a chance as a volunteer and earn the credit, and and I get the chance to develop my career, and then I got a work permit as an actor, and then I get the visa things. It is a long path, especially if I compare with American people to succeed in this industry. But
Sure.
yeah, not only LA is the part. I discovered a lot that not only in LA have wonderful project. Even Las Vegas, I had a great people to meet, and this one too. We just spent like only 2 days, but I feel like this is a wonderful crew and the cast, and I felt really big one team connected and working on the same page, and yeah, it was very fantastic experience for me.
Now, Fumi, I know you just recently moved to the States, or you just came here on a visa, like within 6 months?
Yes, just only student visas.
Student visa?
Yeah.
How did you get involved in acting?
Well, it's about 1 year ago. My parents suggested me to going abroad to study. Then, yeah, I was anxious about future. Should I stay in my country or going abroad somewhere? But then I was 19 years old and not 20, so I felt it is the chance for me to challenge challenge something for making succeeding as an actor. So I decided to move in Los Angeles last year. Then I could see Obi. Then he introduced me this project. This project was the first time for me to act something as a movie character. So there are so many things I didn't understand and I was nervous things. So, but I was so
Boomy
lucky.
did great.
Yes, he did.
Really?
Boomy did great.
He's sitting here saying this is his first acting
Yeah.
gig, and it's just blowing my mind because I had the privilege to watch these two gentlemen act today, and then I also had the privilege of looking over your shoulder in Video Village at the dailies, and seeing even before color correction and all that, just with the great lighting job that the lighting crew did, the performance was outstanding, and the scenes that you guys shot today are just, when that's up on the screen, it's just going to blow people's minds. And so when you're sitting here saying this is your first real acting gig and that this is something you decided on a whim a year ago, hey, let's give this a shot, it's just blowing my mind. I was kind of expecting to say, I've been doing this over in Japan a few years, and I figure, hey, let's advance the career and head to Hollywood, but I'm completely shocked to find out that this is your first real go at it. I
That's a
never
huge
never forget
compliment.
these connections and this project. So I'm so proud of joining this short film. So thank you so much.
What was it like for you guys to put on the uniform of, well, you're a lot younger than I am. I was going to say your grandparents, but what would be your great grandfathers, and to portray in the most authentic way possible that of the infantrymen of the Empire of Japan? I mean, what was that like for you guys to put on that uniform? And because, for example, I know when a lot of people first get into living history and reenacting, putting on that uniform, because it's so different, the material, everything, it's
Sure.
it's kind of primitive compared to what, and it's not super primitive, it was only 75 years ago, but compared to the quick drying, nice clothes we have today, the wool hats,
Right.
the material, and not only that, but the history that goes along with it. What was it like for you guys to don those uniforms and put on those helmets and to have on that headgear and to look in the mirror and see yourselves in that uniform?
When I tried to wear those uniform, actually, it reminds me about when my mom talked about my grandfather. He was actually, I don't know if this is the right English term, naval commander.
Okay, naval.
A naval commander.
Mm-hmm.
But he was about to fight if the war were extended 3 more days.
Wow.
So, in their neighborhood, people say he's a lucky boy, lucky boy.
Sure.
He personally hate about the war, cause he loves about United States. He had a friend. I mean, he had the best friend,
Mm-hmm.
are in United States, and he had to fight with them. And
Yeah.
he really, against his best friend. So I think I'm so thankful that I could express more of personal instead of I'm Japanese
Sure.
in about this World War things, being in Japanese soldiers. He was so against it, and yeah, I mean, how should I say it? But yeah.
I think what Obi's trying to say is the way that the script was written was not the typical, stereotypical Japanese soldier that you see.
Sure.
There was an exchange of emotion between Obi's character and Lou's character that showed, in America we constantly show just the American soldier's kind of point of view in that emotional aspect, and it portrays the Japanese soldier as more of these savages and things like that. And so when I wrote that, I didn't want it to be like that, because I know that's not what it was all about.
Sure.
I know that those young men that were Japanese soldiers had the same emotions going through their mind just as our guys did. They were killing people that they didn't want to kill. They had no idea why they were really doing what they were doing, just like some of our guys did.
Well, and to be a little more in depth about it, a little more dynamic about it, they had a lot more pressure. Yes, it sounds weird to say, well, it's pressure, you want to live, but no, they had tradition. In that era, in that time, to serve under the emperor, your job was to die with honor and to take out 10 men or more with your one life.
Right.
And so to be a Japanese infantryman, you were expected to not come back. If you were to surrender, that was considered a disgrace to your family. And so not only do you have the pressure to try to live, but then you have your religion and your government telling you, well, it's not really your job to live. Your job is to die and to take out as many enemies with you as you can. And so that's a lot of pressure for somebody.
For sure,
I mean,
yeah.
let's be honest. No matter how much religious influence and pressure, everybody wants to live. And so, I mean, that's just a tremendous amount of pressure. And I think it's great that you, as the writer, knew that, especially in a lot of the Western interpretations, with the exception of Letters of Iwo Jima, where they actually showed more of the Japanese side of the war and all that and all that happened. I think it's great as you, as the writer, and to head up this project, you want to put more depth and dynamic into the storyline of the Imperial soldier, and that gives these guys a great opportunity to present a different side to their ancestors and their family and their history.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to put the trigger for this project. I mean, it was, my line was, like I said, I could get more personal. So it was just like easygoing. Yeah.
Now, what was it like for you guys to handle firearms for the first time? Because I know that's not something you really have access to in Japan like we do here in the United States.
Yeah, we're very peaceful. So, whenever, if there any chance we could see the weapons, or even like, I kind of discovered in the United States pretty common that people get arrested in front of the street. Even that's not even common in Japan too. So we will get surprised even just seeing the guns. We'll be like, oh my god. And so Japan has changed this like 70 80 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm personally like I'm traveled around the world. I've been in Australia several times, and so I kind of hard to say like I'm a very, very super typical Japanese, but it's getting changed.
So that means a little bit some young people might have forgotten the Japanese traditional spirits like that. For example, die for a victory like that. So it's not completely good thing, but that means loving this own country. So that is good opportunity for me to tell something.
Spirits
messages.
and value has changed a lot, I would say. Yeah.
Well, I know, especially when it comes to the pop culture and the clothing, the Western world has a big influence over there, but you guys still have your traditions and all that. So obviously when you came here, the culture, especially with the internet and the clothing and all that, was, you're already used to all that. What are some of the things that really opened your eyes up? Especially, you've been here 6 months.
Yes, only 6 months.
What was the craziest things you had to get used to when you came here?
Wow, crazy things?
Other than superstores, because I dated a girl from Japan once, and when she first came over here and walked into Walmart for the first time, she about freaked out like, holy hell.
Just little bit things I experienced when I was the first 1 month. I was going to school by bus. Then in Japan, every buses stops each stops anyway. How should I say?
They come in exact time.
Schedule.
Yeah, if it's like a 10:11, they will come at 10:11.
Yeah.
They will apologize if they come 10:12. So
And the drivers doesn't care any places if there is nobody in in this stop. So I was waiting usually like that. Then, but this bus passed through because I didn't hands up.
Yeah.
So that was very surprising. What we were going. So that's it. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a different demographic when it comes to the people who use mass transit in the United States compared to over in Japan. Obviously, it's with the small density of the country and the population, mass transit is just that, it's mass transit. Whereas in the United States, with the exception of New York, Chicago, and LA, especially like in a rural spread out town like this, most of the people who use mass transit are people who are in the lower income spectrum who can't afford cars, or they lost their license because they're drinking and driving. And so there's definitely a different level of sense of security when it comes to using the mass transit here than opposed to probably back in Japan as well, I would assume.
Yeah.
Now, with Walking Point, was how many days of the shooting schedule were you guys involved with?
We had only 2 days.
So just
Yeah.
the Florida, you guys weren't out in Texas for that part? Or?
We just no, only in Florida. Yep.
So you guys only did 2 days. You did yesterday and today.
Yep.
This is your first acting real gig.
Yes.
And I'm just trying to process this because once again, as we said earlier, the performance that you guys gave is just, it was staggering. And for example, not to give anything away, but as we said earlier, when you're doing a production like this, you have to reshoot scenes over and over again, or different angles, different that. And to see you guys redo your lines and have that pause for the same exact amount of time each time, and do the same action at the same point each time so that each angle matches up, and to find out that this is still relatively new to you guys is even more kind of an outline of your natural acting skills, I would say. And
Thank you.
and I definitely hope that you guys further your career, because I mean, just from what I saw today was a tremendous job.
So I'll butt in real quick. So when Obi first auditioned, he sent in an audition and it was great. Sent him back a couple notes and said, "Obi, do it one more time for me, and just let me see some of your anger, and let me see some of your sympathy, all in one take," which is a crazy thing to ask any actor to do.
Sure.
And he sent me back that next audition. I got Chelsea. I said, "Come upstairs and watch this." She came upstairs and watched it, and we're like, let's call Obi. Let's get Obi on board. You know, we'll bring him in from LA, and we need Obi to be a part of this project.
Thank you so much.
It was a beautiful audition, I'm telling you. It was.
Well, like you said, that's crazy for any actor, but for the type of role that you wrote, that's necessary, because as we said earlier, he's portraying a Japanese soldier who has his own feelings, his own desires to want to explore his humanity. But then he's fighting the culture and the indoctrination that he faced at the time. And so you almost have an internal Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde struggle where you're trying to be the soldier that the Empire wants you to be,
Right.
but you're also trying to be yourself, and those two are conflicting, and one of them's going to win out.
Right.
And so you have that internal struggle, and the way you brought that across on the screen was mind-blowing. And I hope you take that away with this project to reinforce any, or not even reinforce, but to erase any doubts that you may have had about your acting skills. And both of you are fantastic. And I see nothing but great things for you coming down the line in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was
I
very
appreciate
special. It was a very special turning point for us too. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get the chance to work with these people again. Yeah.
Now, did either one of you find anything out I'm sure you guys did some research for the role, and
Yep.
Did participating in this project drive either one of you to go back and do some more historical research on your ancestors and the roles that you guys they played during the war?
During the war, I mean, like more try to, we have basic ideas. But yeah, I mean, it was, for this one, it's more personal things. So, I didn't have big research again.
Sure.
Yeah, I tried to have, I end up not having it, but I also tried to search, see if I should bring dialect Japanese,
Mhm.
like a more of the
Like
countryside.
regional.
Yeah, regional.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like not like a Tokyo way or something.
Yeah, because the way the empire operated is they, in fact, their divisions of their military were in fact regional,
Mm.
and so, I mean, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as us being Anglo Americans, we hear Japanese, we don't know the difference in the dialect. Just
Yeah.
like when we're hearing German, we don't hear the difference in the dialect of the German language either. But the fact that you put enough effort into thinking that far ahead of, hey, what region could these guys possibly have been in, and then to add that accent into your language is requires even more acting on your part.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, where are you guys going from here? I mean, you have any future projects coming up? Or are you just taking it as it goes?
Oh, yeah, I personally have next move in this year. On November, I'm going to move to Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Officially gonna work as an actor there for 1 year. I just got the like 2 days ago. I just got the visa.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Work permit in Canada. I mean, I was still gonna keep work permit here in the United States. So whenever I get the chance, the big auditions, I'm just gonna come from Canada and take audition or work on the project or something. But yeah, that's the things. I could open up my territory, working as an actor, and I thankfully have a lot of auditions coming up for major TV productions, but it is so hard for them to hire visa talent.
Mm-hmm.
They always required either green card holder or citizen, and I'm gonna be excluded all the time. So, but in Canada, they accept the visa talent too. So, since I feel the possibilities to get into the TV industry. Yeah, hopefully I could give it a shot right there.
Well, the good news for you two, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the comedian Joe Coy, but he's Filipino, and he has a podcast, and he always has a lot of Asian comedians and actors on there, and they're constantly talking about how over the last 4 to 5 years that there's been more projects coming available to Asian actors.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There's more jobs available. There's more potential being available now than there ever has been. And so, I mean, to get involved in acting, I think there's probably been no better time, for young Asian actors to break into this industry than it is right now, because
For sure. Yeah.
it seems to be it's going that way. So I mean,
that's a very lucky point for us.
yeah.
Yep.
And so that's fantastic. If people want to track you down, I mean, are you on the American equivalent of the Instagrams and the social medias?
Oh, yeah.
What are your handles? Where can people find you at, and where can they go?
The most active stuff that you can see would be Instagram, OBIESHO, simply,
Sure.
that'll be my Instagram account. Also, I have my IMDb officially. I constantly updating stuff as well. I do have a website too, so.
Which website?
Website, it's my personal official website things. If you just go www.obshow.com, very simple. You can find me. If you just Google it, I mean, yeah, you will see me popping up. Yep.
I don't have any website, but I have only Instagrams and Facebook. Just typing Fumitake Karashima, Fumitake Krashima, like that. Yeah, That's it.
First rule of the internet, short and sweet. You're going to have to find an abbreviation version for that.
True.
I want to thank you guys so much for what you did. Like I said, I was completely blown away by your talents and your acting today, and I'm so thrilled to see you guys a part of this project. And I want to thank you so much for coming on our podcast today. And I hope nothing but the best for you guys, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And that is going to wrap it up from the wrap-up party for the Walking Point World War II film. As always, whenever we do these podcasts, we will include photos, links to all the pertinent websites and all that information. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to support our small little podcast, and we will see y'all next week. A Marine is always faithful, so is a man's best friend. 25 war dogs gave their lives in the liberation of Guam and were buried at the War Dog Cemetery. Walking Point is a short film about the love, loss, and victory revolving around the young Marines and the donated dogs of World War II. During the first segment of filming in Fredericksburg, Texas, Black 17 Production was able to donate $3,100 to the National Museum of the Pacific War. Going forward, all funds raised above the filming budget of Walking Point will be donated to veterans and canine charities. This production is not only about honoring the greatest generation and their four-legged warriors, but also about giving back to the working dog community. And I personally have to say it was a great honor to be made part of this project. And RJ, and Chelsea, and Lou, Josiah, and everyone else on board were great people, the film crew, everybody. And I just personally want to thank everybody for listening to this episode of the What's the Scuttlebutt podcast. And please go to WTSP-worldwar2.com, click on the Walking Point icon, and I will have a link posted to the fundraising website for this production. Please feel free to contribute as much as you like, as little as you like, because once again, any monies not used for the final production of this movie will be donated back to veterans and canine charities. And I will also include the links to everybody's Instagram and other social media pages on the website.